Countdown to kick off Manchester United away at West Ham United, but there is some more good news, not just the hat-trick by Chido Obi Martins for our under-17s. It is also under-18s rather. There is also good news that Kobbie Mainoo has dropped an update on his injury situation, but all we would want to see as this game goes on is our players being more clinical. That will be the best news, I believe, for any Man United supporters wherever you are. My name is Webb. Like, share, subscribe. It's a Sunday, and Sunday action is always exciting action. And of course, as we do count down to that game, I thought I could save a few minutes. I will be back here with my match reaction. I hope it's a positive one, fam. I do hope it's a positive one, but not before I give you this update. First of all, guys, I want to debunk any silly reports that you've heard that apparently Manchester United, this was, I think, Chris Wheeler from the Daily Mail. Who trusts the Daily Mail? Guys, who trusts the Daily Mail? This guy was saying that apparently Manchester United requested Manchester City, public enemy number one, to give them a lift, to give Kobbie and Alejandro Garnacho a lift with their players for the Ballon d'Or ceremony. And Manchester City politely turned down the request, saying they were full with their players. I think Man City has about 7 or 8 players, part of the Ballon d'Or nominations. The Ballon d'Or ceremony is tomorrow, guys. And there are some people out there. How naive can mankind be? There are people out there who will believe that nonsense because it was written by Chris Wheeler, and there's cost cutting going on at Manchester United. But also, some of these journalists can really fetch certain stories, and you're thinking, okay, I know you're trying to get a view and a like and trend and all, start a conversation, but sometimes certain things can expose you. How in the world in 2024 does Manchester United really not afford to have, because in the name of cost cutting, go to public enemy number one to Man City and request for a lift for their players in the names of cost cutting, cost bloody cutting? Guys, first of all, in these countries, the cost of a flight is nothing. It's negligible. Players are flying every day, every minute from city to city within the same country for games. They are flying all over the continent. Flights are the way to go. They are the cheapest thing. At the very worst, Sir Jim Ratcliffe would give in his private jet if it had to, but it cannot even get to that. There is absolutely no way that Manchester United can even think about, even dream about going to Man City to request for space for their players to sit with Man City players to go for a Ballon d'Or ceremony. It's insane to think about. It's insane for anyone to believe it. So whoever wrote this, Chris Wheeler, and anyone who believed it, you are both in the same boat in my eyes. You are as naive as the word. Let me even leave it at that. I won't go further. Let me talk about the good news. So the good news is that Kobbie Mainoo on his Instagram dropped an update and said, back soon. He will be back soon from his injury. We all know, and we've known for some time, that his injury was never a long-term one. It was always a short-term injury. I take it more for me as a rest for him. He needed some bit of rest. Erik ten Hag overplayed him. The same guy who keeps talking about rotating players and depth in the squad keeps playing the same kid for so many games. I thought that was quite unfair, but finally, I feel like he's got the rest he deserved, and I do believe that he's going to return with the form we know him for. We know he can be at, because trust you me, Kobbie's form has not been anywhere close to what he's capable of in the recent games before his injury. So that, I think, for me is a beautiful update. It's an encouraging update. It's good to see and to know that Manchester United at least is hoping for a return of several players, because it's not only Kobbie. Several other players are expected to return, including those who have been away for a long time, in Tyrell Malacia and Luke Shaw, and of course Mason Mount and co. Harry Maguire, I think, might be the latest return. His situation seems to be worse than what we perhaps were hoping. But just to give you an update, London is calling, and if we're in the house, of course, the hammers are ready to be hammered. I hope they don't hammer us instead, but they will be ready to be hammered. That's where the battleground is set already for what is going to be one of the games of the weekend. West Ham United up against Man United. Big game in every sense of the word. It's a The sun is out. It's a beautiful day in London, and obviously should make for a good fixture. But what for me success should be in this game for Man United is winning, dominating. First of all, let me even start with individuals before I get into the the teams. I first of all expect some. Onana has been consistent lately. I think there's no doubt in him. So let me go to other areas. I expect some bit of consistency from Manuel Ugarte. Let him replicate the form he showed in against Fenerbahce away in this game. That is, if this Tinkerman starts him anyway, because there is no. I mean, by the time I record this, the lineups are not yet out. But this Tinkerman can choose not to start Manuel Ugarte. In his very creative, tactical mind, he might feel, I've got to rest him. I've got to rest him. He can choose not to start Ugarte and Rasmus Højlund. I think that for me would be the shock of the weekend. But anyhow, I hope that he does start, like most of us would. I hope Ugarte shows us that he can play the way he played against Fenerbahce in the Premier League in London in an away game. And that's one thing I want to see in this game. I want to see a more mature Garnacho, because without a shadow of a doubt, Eric Ten Hag will start him. I want to see him play more mature football, making better decisions, being not being selfish, passing the ball. We saw how Real Madrid were battered by kids just because of their of the selfishness of their stars. I don't want to see that happen. I do want to see Amad Diallo on the pitch for more minutes than the 4 minutes he came off the bench for. I actually hope Amad Diallo starts this game, to be honest. I do want to see that. I want to see a fresh Bruno after that red card sitting out for the last game. I'm hoping he can return. Of course, I don't expect Eric Ten Hag to still play Masvidal in 10. I hope Bruno comes in. Certainly he will start and plays as a 10. I hope we play a more cautious game, sitting back with our two holding midfielders and letting the forwards do their job, not exposing ourselves a lot in the middle. There should be some sense of or a semblance of stability in the middle. That's what I hope to see. But most importantly, I hope our forwards are clinical. We are done talking about creating lots of chances, but not barring them. We will not just keep creating chances and chances and chances and chances and chances, but we can barely bury any. They won't get us anywhere. Football is goals. That's the most important thing. If our forwards fail to do this, and there's talk already of Joshua Zirkzee being loaned back to Italy, and Juventus, who wanted him as well, by the way. But I think even AC Milan wanted him. But guys, I think it's early days for us to talk about that. But anyhow, if our forwards are not clinical, Chido Obi is there. Chido Obi, and he was promised he could make cameos with the senior team. Chido Obi is there. If these forwards are not performing, let the kid come and show them how it's done. Otherwise, I think it's been a long time. It's been a long time. We need comfortable finishers, clinical finishers up front. That's the only way we are going to win games of football. Because West Ham, I think, has been I think the most disappointing team this season, I think, so far, with their manager Lopetegui almost facing the sack. Sack talks close to his name, yeah? Like your noses to your lips. So you can imagine we should be able to beat him, pile more misery on him. They cannot wake up on us, despite them being at home. So those are things I expect to see. I expect Eric Ten Hag to keep it simple, keep football simple. Otherwise, he might choose to rest Rasmus Højlund and play the lead as a number 9. At this rate, Eric Ten Hag can do anything. He's so tactical and so overthinks football. So he can tell us how he played the lead as a number 9 before at Ajax, and we could end up seeing him doing that, playing the lead as a number 9. So I hope it doesn't happen. So West Ham is 16th, Man United is 13th on the pile. We are just a mere those are 3 points apart. 3 points separate us. So in terms of where we are not so far ahead of them. So it cannot be an obvious game, certainly. It's an obvious game for Man United lately. So we should be able to grind and get a result, a fight, consistent fight, have the fire. Eric Ten Hag make the right selections. Ugarte be on form, organize the middle, don't shake it up, and trust you me, we'll have a chance to win this game away from home, and maybe, just maybe, our confidence will be back. My name is Webb. This is the United on Sport. I will see you after full time as we react to whatever will be at West Ham. Catch you later.